Oh my gosh. Here we are for another inspired episode of Good Fat Life. And I'm just feeling, elated, joyful today. It's been quite a day already in the most wonderful of ways. And my guest has got some wonderful things to share with us on moving into what we want to create. And before I introduce her, I am going to just remind you, Good Fat Life magazine, this is our latest issue, and you can find it at goodfatlife.com, and it's in digital or in hard copy, and we have all these wonderful articles in it. In fact, one of the articles was written by our guest today, Miss Mary Pearsall, right? Did I get that right, Mary?
Yes.
Yes. And she will be sharing with us, the article in this issue was on mindfulness, and it's a wonderful, wonderful article. And but today we're going to talk about journaling, right? Journaling. So welcome, Mary. I'm so delighted to have you. And so
honored to be here.
So let's start. So tell us about journaling. Why should anybody journal?
Oh, well, there's a million reasons, and the research in the last few decades has shown how beneficial it is not only for your mind, but for your health, because bottling up things is detrimental to your health, and releasing them onto the page and becoming more honest with yourself is a way to not only calm your mind and your relationships, but also improve your health.
So, and it really calms your nervous system too, doesn't
Exactly.
it? Which I find is a huge benefit that we never really talk about. Mm-hmm. We don't think about our nervous system, but journaling. So I was taking a course, I think maybe you took the same course on Insight Timer, or maybe not. Maybe we just talked about it. And I was shocked. I mean, literally shocked of all the different kinds of journals there are. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Certainly. There's plain journals, of course, where you just enter it as you go along, put the date and write your thoughts. There's calendar journals with a page for each day. There's grief journals. There's gratitude journals. There's bullet journals.
Work journals.
Journals.
Food journals. I mean, it was
exactly
what books you read. I never really thought about it in terms of all the different ways that you can journal that can support
your progress, your life,
creating that good fat life.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So what would you say? So I know you write a lot.
I have been for basically my whole adult life. I re-engaged in it when I was 30 and have done it super regularly since then. And I think that's the trick, is to try to do it regularly.
So
maybe ease into it, but find a way that you really like. And lists is another way. People can just make a list. You can put events that you did, anything just to get the continuity going at first.
So my first real serious journaling practice was with the Artist Way, in the morning pages.
Very popular.
Right, in the morning pages, where I would just write every day. I would just do my meditation, and then I would just write 3 pages.
Random, yes.
Yeah, of whatever.
Flow of consciousness.
Yes.
Flow of consciousness. Keep the pen moving.
Keep the pen moving,
Yeah.
And there was sometimes, I just remember that it's like, I don't know, it's that I don't know what to say, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot to say.
Yeah.
So it would be like, I don't know what to say. I have nothing to say. There is nothing in my brain. And then, but pretty soon, you move out of that, right?
Exactly. And that's the best way to really find out what's going on, because you're just moving ahead of yourself, and then it comes out what you're really thinking about underneath the I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I loved it.
Yes.
Really, I would get up an hour and a half early before I had to leave to get ready to go to work. And I am not a morning person. I liked my sleep. I still like my sleep. But I found that was it was like brain candy, right? It was so addicting to get that time and just see what came up.
Exactly. And at first you dread it, and then after a while you get where you're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, like
It's
I can't
really
wait.
like a release.
And then, so talk about like journals. I've purchased some absolutely gorgeous journals, and then I don't want to write in them because they're just too pretty.
Same here.
Yeah.
I use the regular basic journal. Basic.
Well, now I just
you can
use
buy all kinds of them. Yeah, just a notebook.
A notebook.
Because then you're not worried about messing it up or anything.
Yeah. And yeah.
I find I have a whole bunch at my house too, literally, that I haven't used that have been gifted to me even.
Yeah, and they're gorgeous and beautiful.
Yeah.
And
but I like the continuity of the same one, the same size.
Yeah, I do too.
Progress, yeah.
And I've gotten, and I was so surprised to find that I have like an orange one that is, my food journal. And then I have a blue one that's my stream of consciousness journal. So I have like 6 different colors for different things. And I didn't appreciate that I did that till I took that class. And they're like, oh, you can have a journal for this or a journal for that. And it's like, oh, I do that.
And then even I was telling you before how Jack Kornfield suggested that you put a page for anger.
Okay.
Because he said everybody gets angry, which most people deny it, or a lot of people deny it. But he said he's seen the Dalai Lama and he's seen Thich Nhat Hanh get angry. So it's better to just put a page, I love this tip, in your journal for when you get angry, and then revisit it later and think how you could have done it another way. And then you don't have to consciously think about it, but your mind will just the next time show up in a better way.
So you're saying to earmark a page for anger, or just when you're angry, just go, today I was angry?
Either way, whichever suits you best. He suggested that you earmark a page. Hopefully you don't get angry a real lot.
Or if you do.
It's fine too. You can get a whole journal for it.
Just for my anger journal. Yeah.
There used to be one called Wreck This Journal that was real popular.
Wreck This Journal?
Yeah, that was real popular when I was at the bookstore. Because they want you to get involved with it. They don't want you to be afraid of it.
Right. It's so interesting to me through the years. You're right. It's just stuff that's come up. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, where did that come from?
And you learn about yourself. You learn so much about yourself. And really, when you're younger, you're just a bundle of other people's opinions and the conditioning that you are, really, what you get grown into, what you're told to be. And then as you mature, you can really take the time to dive deep into your psychic and learn where you learned that and if you want to keep it or not.
Or even just identify that you have it.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the biggest things I found when I started journaling, just with the morning pages, was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was a driving belief.
Exactly.
It's like, that's limiting.
Yeah, it's very eye-opening in that respect.
Yeah.
Discover stuff about yourself that you just didn't know.
And it's not from a place of judgment.
Not at all.
Or
no good, no bad. No good,
it just
no bad.
is. Yeah.
Yep.
It just is.
It's you.
And it's so much fun. I can't imagine not journaling now.
Mm-hmm. Another fun way is to write a letter that you don't ever send. If you have an issue with somebody or whatever issue going on, you just write a letter like you would say what you would say to them, but you're not really going to send it. But it gets it out of your system and it helps clarify what you think about the issue.
Right. And then you can process it how you want to.
Exactly.
So what's some of your favorite journaling experiences?
Well, I like the morning pages too. I've done them off and on. Through the years, I've gone through that whole workbook. And that's a powerful thing. And I mostly am stream of consciousness when I write because it helps get below the surface. So I do that daily, whether it's in the morning or not. I just keep my pen moving and keep writing and discover whatever wants to be said. It's very enlivening.
So
it's the opposite of repressing.
Yeah, it just comes out. One of the things that I've fallen in love with is pens. So I love to write with a fountain pen. And right now, I probably have half a dozen fountain pens, and none of them are like I had one really expensive one that I treated myself 2 years ago, and I lost it on a train. And since then, I'm like, okay, we're just gonna right, and it's fine, but you can change the ink.
Right.
Right. And so today I'm like, oh, I feel like writing in orange today, or I'm going to write in green today. And it's so much fun having that just different inks and the different tools.
That's a great idea. You can do that for different moods even.
For different, yeah. And
so that you know, when you look back.
Oh, I never even thought about that. Well, but I guess in actuality, that's what it is. It's like, oh, today I feel like a pink mood.
Exactly.
Or I'm feeling black today or whatever. Uh-huh. But it's added to my collection of journaling accoutrements, right?
But you use this one.
Huh? Oh,
you
yeah.
use that.
Yeah,
this one.
I do use them.
I did years ago, and I haven't in years. You make me want to try them.
What? Oh, the fountain pens?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so much fun. And especially with the inks. And Anya is, a very mutual friend of ours. She is a genius around all that stuff. So it just makes, it just makes the process to be more fun, and it's an adventure. And my husband and I have gone to pen stores to find pens and, pen adventures and the inks and stuff. And yeah, it really is fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. Well, so where, if you were going to advise our listeners to start, where would you say is the best place to start?
Well, Julia Cameron's, of course, is a great way to start.
The artist way.
Yeah. You could do the stream of consciousness stuff like we just described. And then she gives you a format for 12 weeks, a book, The Artist Way, and gives you a format for 12 weeks to keep you going and give you things to write about. There's lots of things online, prompts if you need prompts. And it depends on what works for you. In the article, I'm going to list a lot of ways. Different ways, and the thing is to find the one that works for you. What works for me might not work for you.
That's true.
But another thing might work really well. So it's to try them and see what works best for your own situation.
So I just saw a quote today that is relevant. It says, "If there was no beginning, where would we start?"
Exactly.
Right? And I just thought, well, how profound is that?
Exactly. And quotes are, and I love to write quotes in my journals. I love to write quotes because they're just powerful. They remind you.
They are powerful.
And it's an affirmation of what you believe. And you wouldn't be writing it down if it was something you disagreed with. So it reinstills the thoughts you want. And
I mean, you can always start. I think a gratitude journal is a really easy way. 3 things.
Right.
3 things you're grateful for.
Yep, every night.
And it's a great way to get started in journaling.
It is.
Right? And you can't go wrong with a gratitude journal.
No, I do that. I just incorporate mine.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I generally start with the gratitudes and then go into the stream of consciousness.
In the morning?
Yeah, in the morning.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Gratitude is heaven itself. William Blake.
There you go, another great quote.
Yeah.
So you're in the next issue that we are so excited about that we're working on. I feel like Santa's elves in a way. The Good Fat Life elves are scurrying around. Starting the new year and working on getting this next issue out of Good Fat Life. And so you'll be having an article in there around journaling. And I know you have so many insights and resources and tips to share. And we're doing an event here in Brighton on the 4th of February. And it'll be right. We're looking at doing it both online and virtual. So people could find out about, at the website at goodfatlife.com, about the February 4th event. And we'll be doing a mini journal workshop there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I am really excited about that.
I am too.
Right? So, okay, well.
It's always good to see people get started because it really is a livening experience, and it goes totally with the Good Fat Life.
Yeah. Do you read through your journal after you write? Do you ever go back and read it?
Yeah, but that's not the main driving force for me.
I have never gone back and read anything.
I have stacks and stacks from years and years. Because when I was a test driver, I used to stack my brakes, and at the end of the night, I would spend the last half hour just writing.
Okay.
Every night. And that's a good way, too, is to incorporate it into something else. It's a good way to make the habit of it. You do something else, and then
You do something, yeah.
do the journal, too, if it's not first thing in the morning. A lot of people don't like first thing in the morning. And it doesn't have to be.
No, you're right.
It could be whenever it works for you.
It could be at lunchtime or at the end of the day. At the end of the day, my brain's just tired. Doesn't want to do. I might read.
Yeah.
Or watch TV or something, but
that's always a good thing to journal about too. The books you read.
Yeah.
What you learn from them.
Yeah.
How you are like them or not like them. What you liked about them.
Yeah. That's what book clubs are for. I just joined a book club.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, and that's been a fascinating thing too.
Yeah.
It feels
they
like
don't usually write it down though, do you?
No,
you
we
just
don't.
Talk about it.
But actually, as I'm sitting here thinking, it's like another form of journaling.
Oral.
Mm-hmm. And I never thought about that until just this moment. That's one of the things I absolutely love about the book club is that ability to express the ideas from the book in a deeper way.
And see the variation of people's takes on it.
Exactly.
My book club, the dinner's the best thing.
Well, there's that too.
And the camaraderie. I've known these people since high school. We go once a month to somebody's house and we read a book and we have a potluck dinner.
That's what we do too. And just thinking that could be another podcast.
Yeah.
For a Good Fat Life, starting a book club or being in a book club.
Yeah.
Because I do actually see it as an extension of journaling.
Yep.
And
social.
And
it's good for social because you're meeting with the same people month after month.
But it's such a beautiful way to get to know yourself better.
Exactly.
Right? Which is the point kind of journaling. So, well, on that happy note, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sherri.
It's always so much fun to see you and talk to you and
looking forward
share
to February
ideas.
4th.
Yeah. And if you want to hear more about Good Fat Life, and when we say good fat, we've got good fat as in food fat, and we have good fat as in PHAT, experience life. So it's all a good fat life. You can go to goodfatlife.com and find out more about the magazine and what's coming. And I do want to take just a moment and just do a shout out to one of our sponsors, CGC Water. Kinetico water systems. This water is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. They remove over 100 contaminants, and it's just pure and fresh. And I'm so grateful to have this as a resource for taking better care of myself. So, again, on that happy note, let's go write in our journals, right? And live our good fat life. Thank you.